Sagittarius, how are you? Welcome to the channel, to your reading, Sagittarius. We are going to connect with your energies for these days. I remind you that these are general readings, so I ask you to take what resonates. What does not, let it go. It is also a good idea to check your rising sign. Today is February 19th, 2026, but the day this message reaches you is the exact right moment for you to receive it exactly as intended. Let's see what the angels have to say. Sagittarius, what light they are sending for you. Let's find out what you need to know, Sagittarius, as we look into your message today. Well, there we have a card that corresponds to the zodiac sign of Virgo. Someone is currently thinking about reaching out to you. Someone is deeply considering how they can finally offer you something meaningful now, don't you think? It is a very interesting development for this specific energy. However, sometimes the Hermit is also a card that speaks to us of a specific moment where Sagittarius will take that necessary time for deep reflection. This applies to various proposals or situations that arrive quite unexpectedly, and which you have patiently waited to appear for a long time. It is a period for thoughtful consideration before you decide how to proceed forward. You had truly hoped they would arrive much sooner, yet they appear only now, catching you completely off guard during such a quiet, peaceful moment, right? Honestly, it was difficult for me. It was hard to adjust to the fact that this wasn't happening, that it wasn't taking place, and now it's all triggered. There is a time for everything, and that time has finally arrived. If you feel a certain weakness or perhaps think, well, this happened now, I am not sure if I am prepared. I was prepared before. Well, I feel that it appears at this moment for a reason, and you might be surprised by what the situation brings. Consciously, inwardly, or rather unconsciously, deep inside, your voice, in some way, your inner voice, your inner self, is guiding you down a path of great wisdom when it comes to how to act. Even so, the whirlwind that this brings wants to trap you. It wants to distract you in some way, right? Because these are such interesting things where you will notice that suddenly and as an unexpected event, you are going to alter something in your life, aren't you? It is all part of a process that is moving much faster than you could have ever imagined. Things are starting to function, things are starting to move, and you will be galloping through it all. You are charging ahead with those horses toward your true emotions, toward intense activity regarding circumstances that lead you to what could be fresh proposals or exciting opportunities, which are currently taking shape for you at a significant financial level as your future begins to unfold. Or perhaps it is because something you have long anticipated will finally work out, right? There is someone who intends to approach you in a quite committed manner, extending a very sincere and emotional invitation. There is someone who has somehow taken their time, just as I am telling you, to also mature a deep feeling. Today, they feel a strong impulse to approach you and make their move. You can now prepare yourself, Sagittarius, to fully commit your heart to someone very special. Here is a Two of Cups. I had not seen it. You may prepare to receive a formal proposal or invitation regarding a relationship. That, of course, fills you with enthusiasm, it fills you with happiness and with joy. Someone needs to tell you what they feel, what they think, and what they want to do. There is an invitation coming that will also motivate you to move forward or to take action on something, right? It is time for you to finally listen and make your move. And there you are, embodying the Knight of Wands, venturing boldly into this new chapter. You are deeply focused on an achievement that required significant effort to attain. Yet you possess the essential need, alongside the intense motivation, passion, and vital energy required to take full charge. Indeed, you must commit yourself completely, as this endeavor is certainly going to demand every single bit of your undivided attention. Because the Knight of Wands is also that, isn't it? An unexpected event arises that demands all your attention, all your dedication, all your energy, and all your work. It requires Sagittarius to pour themselves into that matter and make it possible for something to happen that will change their reality. You might also receive wonderful news from afar, perhaps from someone you've been estranged from. It could be work-related news or even new opportunities coming your way, as the Ace of Pentacles is present here for you. Everything that moves this week will remain in your lives in a stable way. If you take charge, have consistency, have focus, and understand that you have waited for and asked for this resource. Everything that moves this week will become a permanent and stable part of your lives. And today they are prepared to face it with the resolve needed to take charge, while also receiving some truly interesting support from your wisdom, your lessons, and your guides, whatever you might choose to call them. They are ready to move forward now. The Ace of Pentacles is a card that also speaks to us of seeds to be planted. It is not that something will come to solve my life brought by someone else. These are situations that also begin to unfold, providing a necessary result based on what I do, so that it obviously gives me the outcome that I expect. There is truly no magic involved here. Therefore, I can certainly tell you, you should improve your personal finances, of course. Furthermore, I could tell you to focus your efforts in a completely different way on something that promises your own personal transformation and, as a result, your economic prosperity too. It's also possible that the Knight of Wands is triggered by external events, because there are certain situations that resolve themselves outside of your control, don't you think? It's all about timing. Signatures, business dealings, sales, and purchases. These are all elements that go hand in hand with something delivered in a tangible way. You receive something that can be measured, right? Something that can actually be counted. So prepare yourself for that. Two of Cups. This Knight of Cups wants a commitment. That Knight of Cups wants to bring something down to earth. It could be that this is the moment when Sagittarius finally confronts someone to set things straight, to ask where this connection is actually going and what it means for both of them. Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles also represents the realization of emotional stability. This manifestation could involve the construction of a new home, the purchase of a significant asset with that special person, or perhaps a partner who is truly seen as a valuable resource. Indeed, that partner, the specific person accompanying Sagittarius in a business venture, a shared project, or a professional job, is someone who has been waiting patiently until now. He was waiting and preparing himself in some way on a personal level for this moment. Then that person arrives to join him in Sagittarius for this grand adventure, embarking on this new business venture, right? Because they ultimately remain an ideal person who complements us, someone who can show us something necessary, or essentially rounds out my own life project. They represent the steady progress and personal growth toward which I am constantly aiming. Don't forget that these are always collective readings, Sagittario. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, then you can write to me through the website shown here in the video, and also through a pinned comment under your sign. Well, here comes a dream proposal. There is a peaceful resolution after a moment of conflict. It is a time to talk, Both you and that person, or perhaps just you, have taken some time for reflection. It is finally the moment to move forward and clear things up. But it could also be something that takes you by surprise with the arrival of someone who feels very right for you, someone truly convenient for your life. There you have the Page of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Death card. You're making room for this. It could be something entirely new, or perhaps that Page of Cups appeared at some point in time. Today, he has finally transformed into a much more mature and a significantly more conscious human being. There he is, right at the middle of the year. He has grown in other ways too, and today he feels sure that he can truly offer you what you've been asking for, what you want in a relationship, and from there we move on to something different, to the next level together. Together we search for something that fulfills us, that satisfies us, that nourishes us, that brings us happiness. Because there is a decision or a will on the part of Sagittarius to move on to something else. Literally to move on to something else. So there are two distinct possibilities here for the Sagittarius individual who has demanded a new level of maturity in the connection. This person has insisted on taking charge, grounding all projects and shared desires, and aiming clearly toward what could be a much more convenient future for the bond. They are doing this simply to see what eventually happens with this unfolding situation. Well, we are not entirely sure how we are going to do it, but the resources will arrive. The feeling is there. A conversation exists to redefine where the connection is headed. That is one side of it, but it could also be that some Sagittarius want to, begin a different kind of reality because they know that life would give them, or that life has something else in store for them, something entirely different than what they have known until now. They simply do not settle for the prevailing flatness or the inherent weakness of a passing moment. Instead, they actively seek to move forward towards something beyond what no longer satisfies them. And that applies to every area of life, not just the emotional, because an Ace of Pentacles. So what is likely happening is that you are moving on to something else. Departing, walking away, letting go, or shifting your perspective. You are changing your reality, changing your context, moving to a new city, or simply choosing to move forward with a completely different kind of attitude. Because sometimes we cannot just move away, we cannot quit our jobs, and we have to stay exactly where we are. However, that does not necessarily mean we have to settle for maintaining a reality that no longer satisfies us. We can still choose to seek more and reshape the life that we are currently living every single day. So what we do is shift our attitude or find a way to conquer that happiness that life promises. And that is exactly what you are doing, right? You are searching for a change, looking to transform your life into something much more meaningful and fulfilling. That change truly arrives because you have the will to make it happen. You then make space for the new, opening doors to everything that is yet to come. Whatever needs to die will die. Because at this point, you gain nothing from situations that aren't secure, don't provide much clarity, or only generate confusion and delays, right? You deserve better than to hold on to things that serve no purpose other than to hold you back from moving forward. And this applies not only to material possessions, but also to our personal relationships. Therefore, we are currently putting those aspects in order as well. We are actively creating space for the new to arrive. And we are finally making the necessary way to let go of the past, right? Giving thanks for what you have lived and understanding that what is coming your way is how should I put it? A great resurrection of life for you. This is truly a new beginning for you. You are realizing that something has already died, something that has already passed through your lives, and you yourself are removing it. You yourself are finally letting it go now. And well, that opens doors to the Ace of Pentacles, that opens doors to the Knight of Cups, and above all, also to that search, right? Saying, well, I tried here. It is not that I was not interested in saving this. I tried to keep working, to keep betting on it, but well, something that resonated with me before in that place, or at least in that way, does not resonate with me anymore. So I change it. And it is a radical, inevitable shift that whether you like it or not is going to arise. It's coming. Perhaps this situation comes to you indirectly because something occurred that another person caused in your life, and it has affected you quite significantly, as is obviously clear. And it is a good thing that it happened. Because if someone left you, someone abandoned you, someone walked out of your life, or you lost a job, or anything you thought would stay with you for a long time, and it was actually the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Trust that what didn't stay was never meant to be a permanent part of your journey. Because it is telling us that at last, once and for all, you are coming together, meaning you are approaching your moment of emotional happiness, your moment of financial stability, and your moment of emotional security as well. Because it is very interesting to understand that the Eight of Cups takes you out of stagnation. It takes you out of attachment. Above all, it tells you that no, you are not going to resign yourself to staying attached to something that doesn't work, something that provides no affection, no return, or where you don't feel supported. Or perhaps even someone specific, because it could very well be a matter of a person, couldn't it? You deserve more than just settling for a situation or a connection that simply isn't there anymore. But since you're recognizing that change is inevitable, I really like that you have the Death card. Because the Death card is what opens the possibility for this. A death can bring money, a death can bring a person, or perhaps many more possibilities to come that you are not even aware of. And they set all of this in motion, don't they? After moments of delays and stagnation, you find the expected renewal, a change in your situation. All of this is nothing more than Sagittarius preparing itself for a brand new beginning. Well, 44, which is truly the number of stability, it is a double 4, representing both stability and progress. Your angels are deeply encouraging you, Sagittarius, so that you can finally move forward on this unique path toward what might be something that you are currently determining for your own bright future. It is your time now. Did you see that? It is impressive. It is a very strong master number telling you that you are being supported by some truly powerful forces. Because you have the determination, come what may, to move toward the future, it will lead you to one of your greatest successes. So trust, Sagittarius, and be grateful, because this is what is coming.